Hey everybody, this is an Ilex Shillings dwarf holly, Shohin size, planted in it's a fairly nice white glazed pot, and they sort of rub the glaze away from the corners, so it's kind of cool. This is just a mass-produced pot, nothing special, but I like it. I think it fits the tree quite well. And this tree went through a very large reduction. Boy, it's really healed over. But down in there was a whole bunch more growth, or maybe it was here. Anyway, I decided to take off the big thick branch and use this as the new leader. So this tree leans a little too far forward. As you can see, if this is the front over here, maybe I should do it like this. Okay. This is the front, so when I repot it, I will put it up more like that. Or maybe even more like that. And then we have this very large branch, which could be the first main branch, but it shoots to the back. And I think I'm going to shorten it a lot. But I'm going to keep it as a sacrifice branch. And we'll use this guy as the first main branch, which I'm also going to shorten. Then we have this guy is sort of competing with the apex. But if I take him off, I'm going to lose a lot of stuff in there. We have our back branch, which could use to be shortened. And then the second main branch, which is right here, which has kind of a funky little dewlick. So do I take this guy off, or do I sort of kind of try to wire him into place there? I think I'll keep him for now. And then just shorten the top. And there ain't much left, but what is left will make a nice skeleton for the future tree. And then if we look here, we see our main branches are pretty much telephone pole, and I really like them to be at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. But that might be difficult. I could probably wire them a little bit, but Shillings is a pretty brittle plant. And even when they get to a thickness like this thickness right here, they become pretty difficult to wire. And I certainly don't want to break anything. So at this point, no tree is perfect. We're all moving towards perfection. So like the Nabaria on this tree is really quite nice. But you notice it kind of drops down into the soil right here, where in a perfect world they'd all be nice and radial like that. So this guy's going to get a root pruning and be lifted like that, so that the front is not leaning towards us so much. But Shillings is one of my favorite varieties to grow as bonsai. They're adapted to where I live. They have very low apical dominance, so when they sprout, it's very easy to keep them nice and compact. They're a pretty tough plant. They can take a little bit of drought, and they have perfect small leaves. So like this branch here has really miniaturized the leaves a lot. See how little tiny they are versus a big leaf. Where the hell is it? I can't. There it is. Anyway, so this is a pretty cool little tree. There's one thing about this pot is it has a concave lip, which makes getting the tree out of the pot a little more difficult, because you can't just pop it out of the pot, because that concave lip, even though it's a pretty decorative little pot, it makes it a little more of a struggle to get the tree out of the pot. See, boy, that sucker's in there. But it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So anyway, another Ilex Shillings with it needs some work, it needs some growth, it needs to mature, but I think it's got great potential. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Say, I love this tree, or I hate this tree, or I'm indifferent. The choice is yours.